What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Accolonn here, and welcome back to each one of you. Now, today we're discussing Turalyon, specifically Turalyon's place within the Alliance, Turalyon's legacy within the Alliance, and then of course the story of Turalyon as it moves forward. Now, this video was sort of, it did jump the queue. I'm going to be honest with you, the next video that I had planned to do today was the Sylvanas video, but thanks to just incredible confusion on yesterday's video where I discussed Anduin's future and what Anduin's return to the Alliance would most likely spark, I thought today's video needs to be the next one. So we're going to be looking at Turalyon. Okay, so here's the deal that I want to make with all of you. If throughout the course of this video, I manage to convince you of Turalyon and what Turalyon represents, you have to hit the like button on the video. It's literally below the video. It is free. If I don't, you hit the dislike button. That way, I can sort of tell how effective my video was, right? So that's the deal that I want to make with you. And then after you've hit the button, if you're not subscribed yet, you have to subscribe, and then you can become a patron because that's what the cool kids do. And thank you so much to all the cool kids that's on the screen right now. Okay. So let's talk Turalyon. Before we can get into any speculation, let's do a brief overview of Turalyon's history. Now, I'm going to leave out a lot of the story of Turalyon because it's not necessarily important to know every single bit of his history. What you need to know in order for the speculation to move forward is this. Turalyon is a hero of the Alliance, and when I say hero, I mean hero enough that him and Illyria have statues of themselves at the entrance of Stormwind. As you run into Stormwind, you see the statues of the lovers. Why? Because they gave their lives, or so it was thought, to save Alliance soldiers. This was all the way back in Outland, as Outland was being disintegrated during the final war, and we thought that Turalyon and Illyria were lost. But thanks to 1,000 years of war, the audio drama that we got during Legion, by the way, can we get more audio dramas? Though that was cool. I would love to see more of that, please. But thanks to that, we learned that just before Outland was completely destroyed, Turalyon and Illyria jumped into a portal that took them to the Twisting Nether. Thanks to their journey through the Twisting Nether, we learned how time works within the Twisting Nether, and we also learned why someone like Sargeras is usually so far ahead of anyone else, because he has thousands of years to plan his attacks, whereas we end up having like maybe a year or two to prepare for one of his attacks. So the Twisting Nether gives one quite a few advantages. Now, it's through this journey that we also learn about Argus and their story as they're on Argus, but it's also here where we meet a brand new entity in the world of World of Warcraft, which is the Army of the Light. And of course, the prime Naru at the head of this, Zira. This, of course, is the same Naru that Illidan sort of fucking whacked in Legion during one of the most awesome cinematics in, I think, Blizzard's history. And we saw Turalyon rightfully being incredibly angry when, Illidan sort of went ballistic and killed Zira. Turalyon loves the Army of the Light. The Army of the Light saved his life. They gave him immortality. If not for them, he would have already been dead, because remember, Illyria and Turalyon spent hundreds, if not thousands of years within the Twisting Nether, fighting on the side of the Army of the Light before they were, before they came back, and we met up with them again, and eventually they made their way back to the Alliance. Now, Illyria, during this time, really had some trouble accepting the light and channeling the light. What she didn't have trouble with was accepting the void, and she would ultimately become a void elf, using the void in order to, well, effectively do the bidding of the light, which is very strange and very weird, but that is how it plays out. Now, of course, in yesterday's video, and you can go watch that video, there should be a link in the top right-hand corner of the screen. If there isn't, just look for the video that is literally the day before this one, or the video just before this one. But during that video, I sort of said that with Anduin returning, once Anduin comes out of the Maw, Anduin returns, and Anduin is now a full-fledged Void Priest, this will lead to Turalyon rejecting, completely rejecting Anduin's right to the throne. And many people rightly pointed out, dude, but he accepted Illyria. He's fine with Illyria, and she is a Void Priest. So let's first discuss this before we discuss the future of Turalyon, shall we? Okay, so first and foremost, Illyria is the love of his life. It's his wife. It's the mother of his child. So the bar to acceptance is considerably lower for Turalyon than it is for Anduin, right? Or for Illyria than it is for Anduin. Illyria also is not the king of the Alliance, nor does Illyria have any pull or standing on the throne or the lineage of the throne of the Alliance. So for Illyria to be part of the Void, the worst she can do is be a Void creature, and we already know that she herself sees that within her future. She knows that she will eventually be corrupted completely and utterly by the Void, and there's a whole prophecy around this, that she will kill Turalyon and kill her own son as a result of her eventually being conquered by the Void. But it also, just in terms of full honesty here, Turalyon didn't just one day, like as soon as Illyria walked in, all voidy, go, oh my god, the love of my life, let's go to the bedroom and, make another baby. That was not what happened there. In fact, it took Turalyon a very long time to accept Illyria. If you don't remember, Illyria was actually imprisoned with the Army of the Light for a while before they accepted that Illyria wasn't Void corrupted. You see, that's the problem with using the Void. You have no idea whether the being that is using the Void is using the Void or if the Void is using the being. There is no difference, at least to the naked eye, between Void corrupted and just a Void user. Anduin have spent the last 2 years of his life inside the Maw, completely under the control of Zuvul. Oh shit, just spat all over my mic, I do apologize for that. But completely under control of Zuvul. He comes back, finally, to the Alliance, and now Void corrupted. Like, what the hell's going on here? Why? Right? So you can rightly see why Turalyon would most likely have a slight problem in trusting Anduin. Now, the problem with not trusting Anduin is if Anduin is under the control of the Void and Anduin becomes king of the Alliance, that is devastating. Right? The price is a hell of a lot higher. So this is where we have to accept, I guess, in some way, shape, or form, that Turalyon might not react with, let's see how it goes. You can have your throne back. I'll sort of just keep an eye on you, just in case. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Anduin returning and embracing the Void, and if you want to know exactly why Anduin would do that, you can go watch that video. Like I said, the link should be in the top right-hand corner of your screen. But yeah, I personally think that there is some evidence that Turalyon will ultimately sort of banish Anduin, or at least refuse Anduin access to the throne until such time that Anduin have proved himself. Of course, Anduin being the king, that's gonna not sit quite right. Now, on to the actual speculation bit for Turalyon and what Turalyon's journey is like and why. I think that's what a lot of people may be watching this video right now. A lot of you might be asking this, but Accolonn, why? What is the reason? Why would Turalyon have this issue? All right, so before we continue, you have to understand the light. There are two versions of the light, and I feel it's pertinent that we discuss them now. You have the light users, like Anduin. These are priests, paladins. They use the light in service to the Alliance, in service to the Horde, in service to good. They're not controlled by the light, nor do they take orders from the light. They simply use the light as a way to vanquish evil. We see this with Anduin accepting in the cinematic for Battle for Azeroth, where Anduin accepts finally, I'm no warrior, I am a priest. And he calls upon the light and he heals his soldiers. That's what the light is to paladins and priests. The Army of the Light is a completely different thing. And the best way, I guess, I have to describe this would be the difference between religious people and religious fanatics. ISIS and Muslim, or Christians and Christian fundamentalists. Take your pick, really. The difference between them is very subtle. Both believe in the Bible, in the case of the Christian fundamentalists and the Christians. Both believe in the Bible, both believe in the underpinnings of the Bible, but where Christians, or most Christians, believe that, or let's just remove the Christianity thing, let's just say where a normal religious person believes that religion is a very personal thing and it has to do with your own life and how you lead your own life. A fundamentalist, an extremist, believes that that book and the rules within that book is a universal truth and that all people must adhere to it. I recently started watching Vikings Valhalla, and it's sort of very nicely laid out there. The Vikings that had already converted to Christianity went on a rampage. They destroyed and killed everyone, and there's this one great scene in Vikings Valhalla where this warrior, basically cleansing the land of all pagans, walks out of a village covered in blood of all the pagans that he just slaughtered, and he tells his men, I will go to Kattegat, and I will conquer Kattegat, and then I will show everyone the love of Jesus. That's a religious extremist, right? Because he doesn't even understand you're covered in the blood of these pagans, and, you're sort of talking of the love that you're going to prove to them. Of course, if they accept. If they don't accept, they're going to get slaughtered. So that's sort of the difference, and that's literally the difference between the light as a power source and the light as in the Army of the Light. The Army of the Light, thanks to Ural on Alternative Draenor, we know are religious extremists. The Scarlet Crusade show the exact same thing. These are people who believe that the message of the light, the rule of the light, is absolute. It's not something that you can take or leave, or, some people are okay with being mages and some people could be okay with doing this. Everyone must be servants to the light. The light is the way, it's the truth, it's the only truth. And we also know a little bit about how the light itself as a cosmological force thanks to the Nathrezim and their infiltration journals, right? In their infiltration journals, they actually describe how easy it is to infiltrate the light due to their adherence to the single truth. In the cosmological, in the chronicles, when we learn about the light, we learn the same thing. The void believes in 1,000 different truths and believes that every single one of these truths is true, right? The light believes in a single truth and rejects all other truths. Interestingly here, it never states that the light believes in the truth. It states that the light believes in a single truth. So it picks a lane and then makes that lane into the truth. This, by the way, is how Lothraxion managed to fool the light. I don't believe the Nathrezim can actually be turned, but remember, before Lothraxion infiltrated the light, they had members of the Nathrezim within the light. Those members were conquered. They were discovered and killed by the light. Lothraxion then infiltrates the light, gets discovered, and then converts. Because they realize that's the only way to get the light. The light believes the light so powerful that it would not question when someone converts to the power of the light. So Lothraxion, by the way, still going to cause a lot of problems within the Army of the Light, but that's neither here nor there. Probably speculation theory for a different day. The light believes that everyone must adhere to this, and we see this thanks to Ural. So Turalyon is a warrior of the light. He's literally inducted into the army of the light. We see his extremist notions and his notions of or the lengths that he is willing to go to in Shadows Rising when him and Illyria go around questioning common folk. They're not even necessarily questioning criminals. They're not questioning people that have anything to do with Sylvanas. But in their hunt for Sylvanas, they're literally, like, Turalyon is using the light to hold civilians down, while Illyria uses the void to extract information from them at great pains. This is the extent to which Turalyon is willing to go. This is the extremist within Turalyon. So do you imagine Anduin walking into Stormwind, being all void tenderly and shit, and Turalyon going, yeah, this is fine? I highly doubt it. I think Turalyon's notions of the light ruling over Azeroth will eventually start seeping in. I think actually the vision that Illyria saw, where she is completely void corrupted and she had killed Turalyon and also her own son, I don't think that's the full vision. I think her vision excludes Turalyon's crusade within Azeroth. The fact that Turalyon, along with Ural, will effectively purge Azeroth of all other beings. And if you're not converting to the light, you dead, right? And I believe that Anduin, as the rightful king of the Alliance, has to be at the forefront of stopping this war, of stopping the light from effectively conquering Azeroth. Remember Velen's prophecy. In Velen's prophecy, he sees Anduin as an old man inducted into the army of the light. The only way that could happen, I believe, is if the army of the light is conquered by Anduin and then changed for the better. Changed to actually be a force for good. Change to actually be a force within the universe that fights for the mortals of the universe and for their freedoms, not just to basically subjugate them and make them into more soldiers. Turalyon, on the other hand, I believe is too far gone. I think Turalyon have been 100% indoctrinated into the thinking of the light. And again, I just told you what the light is like. With that level of thinking within the light, do you truly believe that Turalyon would let Anduin go? I don't know. I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. But, of course, this is not just about me. This is about you as well. So if you have your own way of thinking, please remember you can leave a comment in the comment section down below. Someone left a super chat yesterday on the video. A super thanks yesterday on Anduin's video. I really appreciate the money. Thank you so much for that. It is much appreciated. Love the comment as well. And then for all the patrons, the YouTube channel members, please remember that I do live stream 3-4 times a week, giving you sort of inside look into all of my lore speculations and the videos that we make and the discussions that we have. So you can check those out over on Patreon or in the YouTube community section for those of you that is YouTube members. Thank you so much for the support. That's why your names are on the screen right now. If you want to watch us live, click the link to Twitch in the description down below. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for watching. It is very much appreciated. Be kind to each other, be good to each other. And I will see all of you in the next one. Peace. Anduin, fucking Anduin. Alex, if we can get some of the comments of people sort of going, if this is your first time on the channel, remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. No. Yeah, I have a different plan. I completely forgot that I wanted to do something different here, so we'll do something different. If you hit the like button and you're not subscribed yet to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button as well. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, you can click the link in the description down below. Go to Patreon, become a patron, all that good stuff. That's too long. That's too long. All right, let's do this again. There's a lot of confusion about what if Turalyon is angry with... oh my god. That's just horrible. Let's do this again. Yeah, we'll start again. Sup, ladies and gentlemen, Accolonn here, and welcome back to each one of you. Now...